Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to follow up on our previous Manor Lords video and answer some of the most pressing questions about the upcoming game. There's no denying that that last video was a massive hit for us, so make sure to check it out if you haven't already. And as a result of that success, I wanted to respond to all the questions we got in the comments and to others that I've seen floating around online. Let's give you as much information about the game as we possibly can. So first up, let's keep it super simple and outline exactly what Manor Lords is and what you can expect from the game. Manor Lords is an upcoming medieval city building, real-time strategy game developed by Slavic Magic. It combines elements of city building, strategy, and real-time battles set in a medieval European-inspired setting. Players take on the role of a lord tasked with building and managing their own medieval settlement, including constructing buildings, managing resources, and overseeing the economy. Additionally, players must recruit and command armies to defend their settlement from rival lords and engage in strategic battles to expand their territory. One of the notable features of Manor Lords is its emphasis on realism, and we outlined that strongly in our first video. The detail in both city building and combat aspects is sublime. The game aims to provide a realistic simulation of medieval life and warfare with intricate city building mechanics, dynamic weather systems, and realistic combat tactics. Players must carefully manage their resources, economy, and military forces to thrive in the game world. To round it all off, Manor Lords has garnered attention for its impressive visuals, detailed simulation mechanics, and promising gameplay experience, making it an anticipated title among fans of city building and strategy games. Now, expanding on this from the last video, many people got quite animated that I mentioned Total War, but a lot appreciated that I made that comparison also. Of course, the game is very different. It's focused on developing your manor and fighting in smaller, tactical skirmishes. But many of the mechanics do cross over to Total War, and I think the disappointment in the recent game, although I'm enjoying Pharaoh, has led people to put a lot of stock in Manor Lords to solve the Total War problem. And maybe that's the wrong comparison to make, but overall I do think if you're a fan of Total War, you're going to recognise a lot to like in this game. So moving on, let's ask, when exactly does the game release and on what platforms? Manor Lords will release into early access for PC on April 26, 2024 via Steam, GOG and the Microsoft Store. Now, for those people saying in the last video, oh, it's early access, look, I said it very clearly there. It releases into early access. I said it in the last video and I've said it again. It will also be available day one via PC Game Pass, so that's an excellent option for those who subscribe to that service. And an Xbox console and Game Pass version will come at a later date, though I have no further information on when exactly that will be. So there we go, that's question number 2 under wraps. Make sure to comment below, hey, did you know it's going to be in early access? Because I didn't say it, obviously. I do of course jest, LT gamers. Let's roll on to question number 3. Let's flesh out then what is planned for the initial early access build. Early access will have city building, where you can develop your region from a tiny village to a dense town, build industries, unlock development branches in the technology tree, plan and upgrade your manor. It will also include army management and battles. You can draft villagers, hire and upgrade your retinue, and hire mercenaries to fight against bandits and invading lords. There will also be a claim system where you can earn influence and lay claims to neighbouring lands. Early access will feature a small selection of different modes and scenarios, as well as initial versions of things like policies and the technology tree. What engine is being used to develop this game? And the answer is Unreal Engine 4. Which is known for its powerful graphics rendering capabilities, advanced physics system, and flexibility, making it a popular choice for many game developers. At this current time, there are no plans to upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. A quick intermission while I ask you to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you're always up to date on the things that we deliver here at LT Gaming. Both me and Tom really appreciate it. Come and join the channel, we're growing really quickly and we appreciate all of your support. Coming up next, we ask how much will the game cost, and the information I have for this goes back to mid-2023, so is subject to change. But I have it in front of me that it will cost $29.99 or €24.99, and there's going to be a discount at launch. I think if this is what the game comes in at, it's a very attractive price point for all the gamers out there who are excited about it. However, I must strongly state that recently another statement was made that the pricing won't be decided until release, so let's treat this with a little bit of flexibility. After all, we hear about inflation every single day, so let's not put it past games to inflate their price. Now, with the discussion on Total War in the last video, people asked, are the battles on the same map? And the answer is that in Manor Lords, battles typically occur on the same map where the city building and management take place. This integrated approach allows for a seamless transition between city building and combat gameplay, and of course differentiates it from Total War. I am quite excited to learn that players will manage their city, economy and military forces within the same environment where battles unfold. This is extremely immersive. This integration should provide a more cohesive gameplay experience, as players must strategically plan and defend their city against enemy attacks while also managing its development and growth. Will the game have multiplayer? Manor Lords focuses strongly on the single player experience against an AI controlled opponent or scenario. And I actually welcome this because I am a fan of single player games, mainly. Now, me and Tom have dabbled in Helldivers too, and that's a fun experience also. But when I play a game like this, I do enjoy that single player experience. However, to expand on this, the developer has stated it's possible it could be added later, but that he wants to polish the single player first. The fact that he wants to focus on a great single player experience first should be praised. Next up, let's talk about the development studio, and is he truly working alone on this game? And the answer to this is, although there is only one permanent member of the studio, there is a lot of cooperation that goes on with freelancers to make the game work. It's also been stated that a number of assets have been bought to speed up development. There is of course in the background the wonderful publisher Hooded Horse, who takes care of the marketing and distribution. In the last video there were a couple of hilariously aggressive comments accusing us of being sponsored, and I can confirm Hooded Horse didn't sponsor that video and they haven't sponsored this one, so it's just me and Tom doing our thing. Next up, will there be walls and fortifications? Will there be naval battles? And will cavalry be included in the game? Now, none of these will be available at the early access launch, but the developer has stated a desire to add each of these features as the game develops and he solves problems with the base gameplay. To be honest, I was a little surprised to hear this about the naval aspect. Maybe he was referring to the walls and fortifications, but if they eventually add naval battles as well, that will be interesting if slightly strange. But I have to say, the addition of walls and fortifications is going to be vital to this game's success, and they need to get it right. We then need to ask, will there be different cultures and is there a campaign? Well, the early access launch version of the game is going to be a single faction and sandbox only. However, exploring different cultures and themes in the future is something that the developer has thought about. A pressing question that many of us want to know is, will there be mod support? And yes, I'm pleased to confirm that it is planned, but it won't be implemented until at least 1.0 has been released. The potential to mod this game is very exciting, and I know we're going to see some absolutely amazing projects. In the last video, I did mention Gunpowder, and there were some questions in the comments, so what about guns? Well, the developer has addressed this by saying if he does them, they'll be one of the last features added to the game. He doesn't want to turn off people who don't want guns to be in it. I think that's interesting. He's going to listen to player feedback, and if it's not something that's necessary for the game, they won't be added. But there's always potential for stuff to happen. What items are confirmed not to be in the game? Some of these were requested in player feedback, and I did see some comments on them in the last video. But there will be no dynasty mechanics, no heroes or leader units, no single person units in general for now, and no town guard. And finally, to wrap up LT gamers, what is the meaning of life? And it's been suggested that it could be to play Manor Lords. That was a funny question that I saw out there on the FAQ list that helped me put this video together. However, if you think I missed any, stick some comments below and we can always follow up with a part 2. As always, I've been Luke from LT Gaming. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Literally anything about Manor Lords. Are you hyped for the game? Are you a little bit concerned? Let us know below and I'll definitely try and follow up. And of course, I'll catch you on the next one.